What's up guys, it is Parker J. Smith here, back with another video. If you don't know me, I am a home service business expert. I have started, scaled, exited over 200 home service businesses all over the US and quite frankly, all over the world. And this video today is going to be your A to Z guide for everything that you will need to know about the differences between a basic clean, a deep clean, a move-in, move-out clean, a short-term rental clean, all the different extras, and roughly what I charge for each service, how I upsell them or downsell them to my customers, and give you the entire run-through of the scope of work of every single relevant service for your remote cleaning business. If you have been looking online for some clear breakdown, this is going to have everything you need to know, so let's jump right into it. You are either running your own remote home service business and looking to scale, or looking to start a remote home service business, the JPM Partner Program could be the perfect solution for you. We are combining all of our know-how when it comes to setting up and optimizing a business, taking you all the way from zero to fully operational in less than 30 days, and then also providing you a 90-day ramp with every single bit of training you could possibly need to be the best operator that you can be. That includes sales, marketing, hiring, and everything in between. If you have an existing business, we will come in and completely overhaul your company, helping you get to the next revenue and profit threshold. And if it is just an idea and it's something that you want to actually bring into fruition, we will step in, create the business foundation for you, and then train you to be the best operator you can be. And the best part is the only thing you pay up front is the actual licensing fee to get your business set up. After that, it is just a 5% equity share with myself and my business partners, so that we are a consultant in your business, not just for your 90-day ramp period, but we have got your back for life. If you're interested in the JPM Partner Program and want to learn more or schedule a consultation with us, just click the link in the description, fill out the application, and if you're someone that we might be interested in partnering with, we'll reach out shortly. And alongside of the application, we have a quick video that I put together explaining exactly how the model works and how we're going to ensure your success starting or scaling your remote home service business. So make sure you watch that video, fill out that form in detail, and I'll be getting on a call with you to discuss whether or not this is the right fit for both of us. We only take on 8 partners a month, so if you're seeing this video, that means we still have spots left, but they are limited, so make sure you act quickly. And everything that I am about to break down for you is built directly into my CRM. I have run every single one of these 200 remote home service businesses through Booking Koala exclusively. If you are not already on Booking Koala, or if you are starting a home service business and haven't picked a CRM yet, I left a link in the description below to Booking Koala. If you guys sign up, you will get a 30-day free trial using the link that I put in the description for you. Booking Koala is something that none of my businesses could live without. It's a tab that stays open on my computer 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. So I'm gonna break down exactly how these services look, and if you are interested in setting up your own back end for all of these different service types, you can do so on Booking Koala. So guys, on this board right here, I've got basic, deep, moving, and STR. STR stands for short-term rental. This is gonna be your Airbnb, your VRBO, these units that are having a lot of frequent turns. So these are the 4 main types of cleans that we're gonna be doing in a residential setting. We'll have to save commercial and all of that for another time, but for right now, let's talk about what is included in a basic clean. For all of my businesses and for all of the businesses that I consult to, the basic clean is very simple. It always follows the same 3 different features, right? These are going to be your heavy traffic spaces, these are going to be your horizontal spaces, and this is going to be what's known as a maintenance clean. Now, the basic clean in general is not used for one-time services. In general, a basic clean is used for somebody who's getting a service every week, every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks, and what it is about maintaining the space. So you're gonna be focusing on the heavy traffic areas. This would be things like the floors, maybe the outside of your large appliances, like your stovetop, the outside of your oven, the outside of your fridge. It's also going to include your countertops, your kitchen sink. It's going to include the restroom being the toilet stem, toilet bowl, the sink stem, sink, any faucets. It's going to include the vanity, the floor, the tub or shower, all of those features. It's going to be, again, the main things when you think of, oh, I need to clean up, I need to get this place back to clean really quick. That's going to be your basic cleaning stuff. It's going to mainly focus on countertops, floors, and your heavy traffic areas like your restroom and your kitchen. right? In other spaces like in the bedroom or in the living room or family room, it's gonna be mainly catered around dusting, sweeping, mopping, vacuuming. It's not gonna be heavy in-depth cleaning. Now what I have here is +0. This is because this is your baseline pricing. You don't add anything on when you're doing a basic clean unless we're talking about those types of add-ons. Now we'll move into deep cleaning. This is gonna be your most common one-time service, and I recommend for all of my clients and all of my businesses, when I have a new customer who's looking to start a recurring service or it's their first time getting a service from us, we always recommend starting with a deep clean. This is because this is more of a full service clean to get the home back up to a clean standard so that we can then focus on maintenance, right? So the deep clean is more than the maintenance clean. It's the basic plus. And that plus is where we start to include vertical surfaces and we start to include the details. In my company, deep cleans include the cabinet fronts, so that's the outside of the cabinetry in both the kitchen and in the restrooms. It's also going to include your baseboards. It's also going to include ceiling fans, light fixtures, windowsills, possibly even the blinds. These are the more detail-oriented stuff that we'd want to do for a first-time service or when we're really trying to get the home back up to spec, but that don't need to be done every single basic service. Again, basic is mainly for your weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. Most of those things do not need to be done every single time. So the deep clean is gonna have more scrubbing, it's gonna have more dusting, and it's gonna be focused on the areas that the general person is not gonna be cleaning in their home. This is where this price starts to jump up from the basic for, let's say, a 2,500 square foot home that's 4 beds and 3 baths. Well, the difference between the basic and the deep, we're gonna be running somewhere between 50 and 150. A greater discrepancy being as we get to a higher square footage. And obviously when we're talking about mega homes, 5,000 square foot plus, this 150 may not even be enough and we may need to jump to 200 or 250. Now moving into the next clean, the moving clean. The moving clean might end up being your most popular clean, especially when you're just getting started, because for most people, they really don't hire a cleaning service unless, of course, they're moving out. So this cleaning could be considered deep plus. And the reason why we say that is because it encompasses the deep clean, but it also starts to include inside of the cabinetry and inside of the oven and inside of the windows. So this is now where we're building off of a deep clean base and adding maybe somewhere between $100 and $200. If we're down in a 1 bed, 1 bath, or a studio apartment, we could potentially only even be up another $50. But in general, we're doing the entire deep cleaning, but we're also gonna need to add interior cleaning. This is where we start to bring in the interior cabinets, the interior oven, the interior windows. These are the types of things that a property management group or an apartment complex or a landlord is going to require that the tenant gets cleaned prior to them moving out, because the new tenant is going to want that cleaned when they move in. So this is your moving clean. This is generally your highest ticket service, aside from maybe a post-construction. Again, we'll have to save that for another video here, but we're looking at maybe $100 to $200 more expensive from that baseline of a basic that we originally worked off of. And then lastly, we have got the STR section. STR again stands for short-term rental. Now, I've got a plus minus here because STR can be very different depending on the specifics of the service, and it's very important that you gather as much information as possible. We've got a lot of question marks when it comes to STR. The biggest thing is it's in general a light moving clean, which is excellent. It should be the scope of work of a moving clean, but much lighter because people aren't staying there nearly as long. When I'm doing a moving clean for a long-term resident or a long-term rental, we're oftentimes looking at 6 months, 12 months, even multiple years since the last full-on moving clean was done. Whereas an STR, it may have been cleaned just yesterday or just 2 days earlier. So big things you need to understand prior to quoting an STR are going to be whether they're expecting laundry, whether they're expecting restocking of, let's say, snacks or drinks or soaps, towels, things of that nature, and then how frequently are they turning over this unit. If this STR is truly a short-term rental and it's being turned over, say, twice a week, this cleaning should be very light. People are only staying in there for 2 or 3 days at a time, in which case they don't really have that much time to get the space that dirty. Whereas on the flip side, if it's an STR, but people are staying for a month or multiple weeks, it could be significantly dirtier and therefore require significantly more time. So when it comes to quoting, there is a little bit more nuance to this. It can oftentimes be cheaper than a moving clean, but it could even be more expensive if there's a significant amount of laundry, restocking, and the residents are staying for long periods of time. So make sure we're gathering a lot of information about STR. In general, when I am doing STR services, what I include is the laundry, is the restocking, and a full light moving clean so that we're handling everything and the property manager does not even have to step foot on the property between their guests. This could even include things like taking photos or checking out the condition of the home when the previous guest checked out. It could even include documenting anything that may be broken or documenting anything that the previous customer or guest might have left behind that needs to be sent to them after their checkout. So STR can have a much broader range of services included, but every single host is different. They may not need laundry, they may not need restocking, and they may have certain expectations for the customer when it comes to things like dishes or cleaning out the fridge, stuff like that, that you may have to worry about or you may not. Now that we've got the basics outlined here for our 4 main types of clean, our basic, deep, moving, and STR, let's move into add-ons. Now, add-ons are something that can be very, very tricky, and I'm very strategic about when I include add-ons and when I don't. Because as you've probably noticed, only my moving clean includes any add-ons, and the add-ons that I've picked are cabinets, ovens, and windows. Now, the STR maybe again with some laundry or restocking, things like that, but otherwise, I always want my customers to pay to add on all of these additional services, right? So inside of the kitchen, we've got things like the oven, the fridge, cabinetry. Cabinetry can also be in the restroom. And then of course, we've got things like dishes and any restocking if needed for an STR type of space. Now, throughout the rest of the home, we've got things like the cabinetry in the restrooms, we've got the windows and blinds, potentially laundry, and then add-ons for things like if carpet shampooing is necessary, do they have pets, do they have young kids? All of these things just add to the depth of cleaning needed. So we're gonna circle back on these two in a moment, but starting with these, the reason why we have to build these differently and we have to build in a price buffer for add-ons is because they take a lot of time. If somebody wants their oven cleaned, odds are it probably hasn't been cleaned in a long time and it's gonna take time. I'm billing ovens between $40 and $50 per oven. Fridge, I'm billing between $45 and $55 per fridge. Cabinetry, I'm billing between $30 and $40 per room. So that would be a bathroom or a kitchen. Windows and blinds, I'm billing between $4 and $8 per window and blind pair. Laundry, I'm billing per load. It's gonna be more if we have to stay after to complete it. If we can do it all during the cleaning service itself, then I'm probably only looking to add maybe $30 per load of laundry. Similar for dishes, around $30. Restocking, extremely variable depending on what's needed and how much time it's gonna take to do it. And then carpet shampooing, I am charging carpet shampooing at $75 for the first room and $60 for every room after that. If they only want one room, it's a $100 charge. So this puts my minimum for carpet shampooing at $100 and my maximum, I've done carpet shampooing for 6 bedrooms, 2 living rooms, a family room in the basement, 9 rooms, 10 rooms if we include hallways, staircases. I have done $700 of carpet shampooing before, totally separate from the clean itself. So carpet shampooing, we do on a per room basis. And then lastly, we've got add-ons, not by the scope of work, but by the dirtiness. And that is pets and kids. This is extremely variable because if we've got 10-year-old kids and they're not even in the house all day, they're at school, they're at soccer practice, they're not really even making a mess, probably don't need to charge anything for that. If we've got a pet and it's a small poodle and it's hypoallergenic and it's an adult, it's potty trained, again, probably don't need to add on for that. But If we've got babies, throwing food, making a mess on the countertops and the floors. If we've got pets like German Shepherds or Golden Retrievers that are heavy shedders, heavy slobber, leaving a lot of hair and dander and mess behind, we definitely should be charging and adding more for this. Pets, I could range anywhere from $30 to $60 for the pets, and kids, similarly, $20 to $50. Normally, I won't even frame it as kids. I'll just frame it as, do you have any very young children, any toddlers, babies in the house? And the reason why, again, is not because it's more to do, but because what we have to do will probably take longer and therefore be more expensive to me as the business owner. So now these are the services and a breakdown of what we provide, what we offer as add-ons, what's included and what is never included, and things like the fridge, never included. Things like laundry, never included, maybe an STR. Things like dishes, never included. Restocking, never included. Carpet shampooing, never included. Cabinetry, windows, blinds, and oven will be available, but only in the moving clean as part of the price. Otherwise, again, they can always add it, but we've got to pay extra for them. Lastly, we're going to talk about miscellaneous services here. So now miscellaneous services are going to be things not even really included in the cleaning scope of work in general. These are things that we can add on as additional services, additional things that a customer might require or might like to get done or be upsold to while we're already at the job site. This can include things like exterior windows, pressure washing, gutter cleaning, dryer vent cleaning, carpet shampooing if you want to include that as an extra, or if you want to include that as a miscellaneous service, junk removal and organizing. I have added on all of these services to different cleans in different instances. When people call me looking for a big spring deep cleaning, I'm gonna ask if they're interested in getting these done. Oh, you're getting the inside of your house done. Do you also want to get the exterior of the house done as well while we're already going to be out there? At times, I've even shown up to cleans when I was living locally and tried to upsell the windows with my cleaning solution in the car there with me. So if they wanted it done while we were doing the interior cleaning, I could go and knock out the exterior cleaning of the windows. Also, you could add on dryer vent cleaning. It's a great, simple service to add on. Most house fires are actually started by a buildup of lint in the dryer vents, so that's something you could upsell people to, but you do need some special equipment for that. So understand whether your independent contractor is going to have that or it's something that you're going to want to go alongside of and offer. Carpet shampooing we've already spoken about, and then junk removal and organizing are more so on a as needed basis, not really on an as desired basis. For example, I did a large $2,000 move out clean that was done here. It required junk removal to be done. There was so much garbage in the home that rather than me telling them, hey, you got to go hire a junk removal company, I would rather either sell the junk removal myself and then go outsource to a third party, and again, drop service or subcontract that work and keep a little bit of that margin as a referral, or even see if I have a team that would be willing to do that junk removal themselves, especially if it really just is garbage and trash and things like that, as opposed to real big furniture. And then organizing, similarly, you may have clients who just have an extreme amount of stuff and do need help with organizing. That is not an included service in a cleaning. I always tell my customers that they should have the decluttering done before we arrive. We are not professional organizers unless you want to pay us to be them. And that is an additional service that takes a lot of additional time and therefore requires an additional cost. So guys, this is a full breakdown of exactly what's included in my basic, deep, moving and short-term rental cleans, along with some of my favorite add-ons, a rough idea of what I charge for things, and then of course miscellaneous services that you can always add on if you have the bandwidth or the staffing or the equipment and desire to add them on and try to make an additional little bit on top of the different home services that you're already selling. Again, these sold more so by necessity. These sold maybe just by request or by offering or upselling to them. But this is everything you need to know to build out your services properly, remain profitable, and make sure that you're not exposing yourself to some hidden time creep or scope creep for your customers, and you're getting paid for the work that's being done. And if you stick around for the next video and you subscribe to the YouTube channel, which you already should be, we're gonna go in the next video kind of breaking down what we do for post-construction, what we do for commercial, and what we might do like post-renovation for a really heavy deep clean, or maybe even somebody who is like a hoarder situation where a deep clean isn't gonna cut it, but it's not quite a post-construction or something of that nature. So breaking down those, what's included in those, how we bill those, and then also just providing some more insight to charging by square footage versus charging hourly. So if you haven't already, sub to the channel, smash the like button, and we'll see you in that next video. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you have not already, make sure that you have subscribed to the channel. If you are running a remote home service business or looking to start one or scale any type of home service business in general, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, smash the like button on this video, and leave a comment if you had any questions about anything that we covered in the video, or if you have a topic that you want to see a future video made on. And if you've been using a lack of experience in the actual cleaning field as an excuse not to start your own home service business, I hope you can see now that it's not that difficult, and with the framework that I just provided you, you can scale to multiple seven figures exactly like I did. You don't need to know the ins and outs of the cleaning business. All you need to do is have a solid foundation, which you now have after this video. So whether you're working with me directly or doing something on your own, make sure you take this information and apply it, take action towards starting or growing your own home service business before this opportunity passes you up.